just,
They are all live.
Why, yes, they
I
are.
did turn a lot of them down to try and see if that was gonna help with some of the static.
Oh,
And I changed the channel on that one like they recommended, and that also seemed to help during the park meeting,
Some of
but
the
they didn't
feedback.
use that one during the park meeting, but I didn't hear any static.
is that
So,
one?
if these need turned up, we can do that. I just kinda leveled them.
All right, the July 21st Middlebury Town Council meeting will be called to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kent Kaufman,
here.
Gary Kripe,
Here.
Carl Miller,
Here.
Kevin Miller.
Here.
And Mike Holloway is currently running a few minutes behind and should be here shortly.
All right, we have the minutes for the July 7th meeting.
A motion, we accept the minutes from the July 7, 2025 meeting as presented.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll open the floor for public comments.
Just a couple items. After the last town council meeting, I've heard a couple of rumors. And so I think that we need to speak the truth at this meeting. So the school board for the Middlebury Community Schools is not planning on closing any schools. And they're not planning on selling any property. And then the other item is the school board and the school administration did not ask for the town council to solve their enrollment issue. They only asked, and they're speaking their concerns and their challenges with regards to that enrollment issue. And with, just like any community, it's important for the different boards to communicate their issues and their concerns because you never know where the answer is going to be. So that's why the school board and the administration have been sharing information with us. And then next, I would like to add an item for 2025-02 CCMG, the community crossings money. In case NDOT issues that call, I want to make sure that we're ready to go if the council wants to proceed with any type of road paving, which would actually now occur in '26.
What was that number? The item number?
It'll be Jay.
Jay,
Okay,
this right here.
I'm just gonna put your name on it. Got you. Did you have something?
Good evening, Pam Kaiser, Middlebury. At the June Redevelopment Commission meeting, I and others expected to hear the presentations from developers who submitted proposals for Grand Street. Instead, the board went right into the scoring of the proposals. Once the total scores were revealed for each proposal, the board voted on the winner, Schrock Homes. After the meeting, I asked when the presentations were done, and I was told that it was done during an executive session the week before. What was interesting to me is no one explained the proposals publicly. They just went on with other business. Why wouldn't they speak publicly about these proposals? Don't the people of Middlebury have the right to know this information? Later that day, I was at a school board meeting, and the non-voting member of the Redevelopment Commission was telling another school board member all about the winning proposal. Why is this being kept from the public? It was not on the July 7th or today's agenda. When can the people of Middlebury expect to get more information about this proposal? I don't have an opinion either way, but we have a quasi-unelected government board choosing the winners and losers. It doesn't matter if 2 council members are on that board. If you don't think that this is best for the town, the 2 that's on that board don't have enough to make a difference in the vote. Just as I have said before to this board in the past, maybe some of you that are new, I didn't say this to you. But this is a revamping of the balance of power, because these kinds of decisions will never come back to the town council, and the people vote for you. The other thing I want to bring forward is I didn't notice this before until the new agenda was put up, but I look at the leadership team, and on there is Steve Kripe. So I went to he's a water operator, it says. I went to the 2024 Gateway Town Employment Report, and it says there's no Steve Kripe that is listed on the employees for the town. Why would he be on the leadership team when he isn't employed directly by the town? Why, after 2 years or more, why is the town relying on a third party to put someone or have someone in that position instead of hiring them directly? I think it can kind of get into a situation when people don't know what's being paid. There's always questions in the mind, what information is not out there. And I guess I hope that someone would come forward, because I've brought this up before and no one seems to want to address it. And it should be a concern for everyone. Thank you for your time.
Can it be noted that Ms. Kaiser does not live in the city limits? Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
All right, we'll move on to expense vouchers.
I motion we accept the expense vouchers as presented.
Second.
You have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, unfinished business, updates to the employee handbook.
I don't know if you guys all got to see, Jackson did another last minute amendment or some updates today. So if you haven't seen that latest version, I think you might have it here, or at least a red line copy within your email. Yeah, there's the static again.
We need to get them
I'll step back.
back going.
Lost my train of thought now. We just added a couple little provisions, since it was discussed about also doing employee performance reviews. We've added a little performance provision about that. We've also included that within the handbook. That'll be on in the very back. So everybody has knowledge of what it looks like and what they're being reviewed over within the handbook. The only questions that came up today were still kind of regarding vacation time, and prorating, since we talked about prorating for new hires. Obviously, if they get hired mid-year, they shouldn't get the whole 5 days. And then Jackson was kind of asking, because of the wording is a little funny, with what I sent him, which again, I was kind of jumbling a couple ideas together, I think is what was happening. So he was looking for clarification, and I don't necessarily have those answers. So we were talking about your first hire date being prorated based off of after the 90 days, or based back from the hire date. The only time then it gets tricky is later on in the year. Because if you're hired later in the year, those 90 days might roll over to the next calendar year. So do you include that little bit of time? Do you not? Since we're only doing half day or whole days, how are we wanting to round for some of that proration? Because we're going to get funky, not quite whole numbers. And then after that first initial hire date, is it 5 days still again for that full calendar year? And then after your one consecutive full year, then you get your 2 weeks.
10 days.
Yeah, 10 days. So that's kind of the little bit of tweaking that needs a little bit more refined.
Yeah, so
the most recent version I sent around, and it might show in the red line version that I attached as well, easiest if you're looking at it. It's on page 17 of the handbook. The switch from hire date, anniversary date to when vacation days are credited to calendar year creates some issue. I mean, like it's easier to administer as far as ongoing employment, but when you get into the new employees, it
hiring date,
creates all
right.
kind of potential issues. So what I proposed, and this is not really a legal matter one way or the other, it's your preference, but what I proposed as one potential solution is upon hire, that person, it's going to be a partial first year. So that calendar year will be treated as a prorated year, where basically they get a prorated 5 days based on that calculation.
I'll talk with them again.
These features for connections, it could also be the plugins. Sometimes when you have a plugin that's not grounded properly, it can create buzzing.
Sorry, anyway.
So that's the idea. We do have a sort of 90-day introductory or probationary period where we're saying that those vacation days aren't credited. We don't want someone starting and then taking a week's vacation immediately. But that's for any new employee. So that's, I sort of separate that into its own little provision, you know. Notwithstanding anything as far as this formula goes, they're not technically credited until the 90 days have passed and you're still employed. However, the credit calculation starts at hire date of that partial year.
So one of the ways that I've seen the confusion over partial years, 90 days, rolling over, is to do it by hours and not days, right? So 40 hours, 80 hours, and it's easier to prorate hours, right? Rolling to the nearest day. So that might be
Right.
a way to look at it.
And that's a potential way to do it, I think. My understanding is that the current way they do it is on a daily basis or a half-day basis. So assuming that we keep it that way, I proposed in the current version, we basically do that proration, and if it's less than a half, we basically, the rounding, I say, is essentially in the discretion of the clerk,
Sure.
Yeah.
up or down. You could go which way, like if it's more than halfway or halfway, you go up. If it's less, you go down. I just said in the discretion of the clerk on that rounding question. If we want to go to an hours, that we can do that. It's sort of up to staff and which easiest to administer.
Sure.
And
Doesn't matter to me. I just have to convert what's currently in the system and move on from there and make them all aware that it's now in hours, not in days, and it would be just as simple. So again, doesn't
Well,
matter
I've
to
seen it
me.
done in hours and still say it has to be taken in 4 hours or 8 hours, so that
Okay.
it still has to be half days or whole days.
But, yep.
So you can prorate the hours and still go, hey, your requests have to be 4 hours or 8 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the calculation comes to 0.42 per month that you would earn as earning 5 days in a calendar year.
Right.
So that's kind of like that where it got messy, where it was like, well, you just round it, probably do a half day and call it good. And
It's not gonna, in the end, it's not gonna make that much difference one way or the other. I do have a question about, redlining on 11 and, page 11 and 12. When we're talking about the compensatory time, we're talking about not being able to carry hours over, whatever. We say in the verbiage that compensatory time remaining in a calendar year be paid out as overtime.
correct.
Well, overtime gives the indication that it's paid out at 1.5 times the rate.
It is, because they're earning comp time based off of overtime. So basically their comp time, whatever, so if it's an hour of overtime, it's time and a half,
Right, I know
time
that,
off. If it's paid out, it gets converted back to that overtime.
converted back to the overtime. That's, I guess, where I'm getting
Because
to.
it's time and a half off at regular time. So that's why as comp time, if it's an hour of overtime worked, it turns into an hour and a half of time off. But if it's gonna get paid out, it then, that comp time then gets converted back into what it would be paid out at overtime. Otherwise, it's paid out at regular rate kind of thing. But it's overtime, so it has to be paid out at overtime because that's how it was earned. Or what should have been paid if it didn't get converted.
Yep. Yeah, my brain's fried. I'm not
Yeah, there's
following
none.
that. Yeah. Okay.
That's why you get the big bucks.
I guess.
Okay, jumping back to the vacation leave, one other component was when we were on anniversary date, you know, you're working for a full year and then you get your full year, you jump down to you jump up to the 2 work
Mhm,
weeks.
mhm.
Because of the calendar year, you're gonna have a partial year, and so that can either cut as getting more vacation sooner or less vacation, a little bit longer.
Mhm.
So, for example, if someone started in July 1, normally their next 2 week, they would get 2 weeks starting the next July 1. The way it's currently set up is they finish their partial year, and then that first full calendar year, they're still at 1 week. And then after their first full calendar year, then they get the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then, then it proceeds,
Yeah.
normally.
Yeah.
So we could do it that way. That's how it's currently proposed. Alternatively, you could say that for their 1 week, and then they go straight to 2 weeks after essentially their first full calendar year of employment. That's a call you guys can make. So, food for thought, I guess. I don't know if you want to discuss it or if you have a thought now. That's the basic overview of it.
Mhm.
Well, the initial thought like that was just to start getting some vacation time to those employees that are starting earlier because we were doing a lot of granting. So instead of waiting a whole year to get those first 5 days, now we've moved it to that 90-day, and then you'll get your 5 days. Which is kind of what we've been doing when we've been granting it, is saying you'll get it after 90 days. So that's kind of why we did the 90-day. Everything after that is always after 2 years of consecutive employment, or after 10 years, or however it's stated. So basically on like year 11, you're getting it. So if we kept the provision how it is with the 10 days after 2 years, I think is how it reads. Is that correct? Or after 1 consecutive year, is that year, like going year 2? And so I think that's kind of where it's getting tricky with the prorating. Do you count that next calendar year as year 1, and then,
Well, I don't think you can, because what if you start October 1st,
right,
right? You can't start October 1st, or let's say September 1st, so we don't muddy the 90 days for a minute. You start September 1st, and your 90 days over December 31st. On January 1st, you now have 10 days?
Right.
That's not
That's a thought,
Okay.
yeah, it's a little bit
Yeah.
soon to go straight to the.
correct, and I
And
totally
really,
agree with
it's
that.
a matter of a couple of months, and for the most part, I mean, worst case scenario, you start January 15th, and then you've got
Then,
and
right,
that's a
then we
little-
don't have, right,
not
right,
the greatest, but then you would get a windfall if you were December 15th. So
correct.
It's just sort of the best we can do, and it's really only an issue your first year of employment.
Right,
Then it's,
Except for the years that.
Right.
Is that
Yeah.
better?
that's all the same. as far
yep.
as that goes.
Yeah.
It's
The
just
first
that-
2 were the only ones that I changed anything with, unless you guys feel any other way. You want to lower any of that, increase any of that, that's up to you guys. So,
I'm good with where it's at.
that would be
90 days after
90
September
days,
1st.
yeah.
And
So-
it'd be
so it'd be-
prorated based on.
It'd be January 1.
And if that 90 days extends over the turn of the calendar year, basically, they just jump right into their first calendar year.
Yeah.
Right, right, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think if doing it that way makes sense, then you work that consecutive year. Then you have the 5, and then the next year you have 10. So, yeah.
Yeah, so it's really the first and second of the issue.
Yeah. But it's also still getting people more than they would have got. We look at it that way. If they chose not to negotiate, I guess I should say.
All right. What are we doing on that? We need
Well,
It depends at what comfort level you're at. You can take another time to digest all of the changes. That was the main thing we needed guidance on, right? So right now, I'll leave it the same.
yeah.
Were there any other significant changes with this most recent update?
Do you remember what they all were? I'm trying to remember.
It was adding just like some language again regarding the new employee. The word is not in my brain anymore. Evaluation form. There we go. Performance. That was the word I was trying to think of. Performance. And then including
Education and training. That
Yep.
was a very minor tweak.
we were leaving out things regarding applications and tests fees for what the town would pay or reimburse. And so to make it clear, we basically said everything will be on a reimbursement basis now. So they will pay for everything up front. We will reimburse once it's been passed. That way there's no confusion and there's no accidental paying of something twice because we didn't look back far enough or it got paid out of a different line than we thought it did. Because we did have that happen and Mary caught it and so we already corrected it and the employee is reimbursed back. But that was just one of those things like that. It slid through. We didn't think about it and there wasn't really telling me anything in there that said application fees couldn't be. So that was kind of that gray area. So that was one of the things we decided to go ahead and throw in there. So there is no more confusion. There is no more gray area.
Right.
And then adding the GIS department on a couple of things because they weren't listed under the clothing allowance, but they do get the clothing allowance. So I just added GIS as one of those departments in a couple of spots just for that.
And the wording about responding to emergency locates, and
Yep.
I saw that in there, yeah.
Yep.
Have the superintendents seen those performance review forms?
I don't know if those were shared with them. It was mostly shared with you guys.
I think I put that in my reply, that what did the department heads think about the two forms? Do they have
Although
a preference? one
most
way or
of you
another?
had a preference for the same one, so I think that's kind of why we just leaned.
Just-
That's something if we can share, or if you want us to share and get their opinions, we
I
can.
mean, it wouldn't hurt, they're the ones gonna be doing it, right?
Oh.
We're approving a form, but they have to work with it, right? So I'd like to know that they like it.
I mean, I don't think any of it was out there by any means. They were
No,
both very
not at all.
similar.
No, they're
ones,
very similar, yeah,
a little more detailed than the other.
right.
So,
But if they had a preference, it'd be nice to know that, I guess.
okay.
Okay, so should we now just take, till the next meeting and digest these changes?
That's
We
fine.
got
That would be
time,
fine.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just
I would say
table it
let's
till
do
next
that.
meeting.
Yeah,
Yep, and I did let the employees know about it, that there were going to be a new handbook altogether. We were going to reinstate it completely. I also told them I would put a memo together that reflects kind of all the changes. And also it will explain individually what is happening with how their vacation will be coming at them because it is gonna be a little funky next year to kind of iron all of that out. And that way they don't have to come and see me or ask me a million questions and
they will. anyway.
I will just have
Yeah.
it right there on the sheet as self-explanatory as possible. But of course, I'm always open for questions. My door's always open and they know that. And that, like that, since we're reinstating the new handbook, everybody will have to sign again that they did get the new one.
Are we gonna make it effective January 1?
For the new vacation stuff, or the
Just
whole
new
handbook,
potentially.
that's fine. Unless you guys want to push it earlier, either way.
I mean, I think
Yeah, as long
since
as
other things are going to the calendar year, it makes sense to make the new handbook applicable at the
Right.
beginning of
Yeah.
24.
As long as
I
we're
like
meeting
that,
the-
and it gives them plenty of time to look it over
Yep.
too, and.
Yep.
And that will still meet the regulations that's going into effect on the
There
handbook.
were new regulations that came into effect July 1. They don't have to be in the handbook like as a mandatory thing,
Okay.
but they've been added in.
And as long as
And as
we're
long as we
following
comply
it.
with them in fact,
we're doing our due
In
diligence.
reality, yeah, then we're fine.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So that part's taken care of.
The new law stuff is in this proposed version of it, yeah. And it was pretty minor stuff. It was related to leave for parental,
Educational.
School
parent-teacher
stuff,
conference kind
parent-teacher.
of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
All right, so that's on the table. So, what, probably next
August
meeting? All right, ordinance number 701G, salary amendment.
So I think it's
And
actually,
10H.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the ordinance
Yeah.
in here says 710H.
yeah,
Yeah.
Is that what
It
it's
should
supposed to
be
be?
that's correct,
Okay.
710H. So that is adding laborer 6 to the MBH or street
What do I have?
fund.
And making that foreman vacant.
Right, and making the foreman position vacant.
So in the draft, laborer 5 is $1 less than laborer 6?
Yes, because he
right?
does not have a CDL.
Okay, all right, okay.
Right.
I got it, okay. All right, got it.
I thought this was included on the amendment from last week, or last council meeting, and it was not, so I do apologize for that.
No worries.
I would make a motion that we adopt and approve ordinance number 701H, salary amendment.
710.
I'm sorry.
1-0.
Oh, 710
Yeah,
hyphen H, salary amendment.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
New business, request for payment, request for payment, Phoenix Pay Application Number 3 for Water Tower Number 1 replacement.
so pay application number 3 from Phoenix is in the amount of $54,150. And this is for the water tower number 1 replacement. So this work is work that has been done between June 16th and July 15th. They've been doing a lot of engineering stuff behind the scenes. And so we need this approval, so that way then Shaylee can submit it to the Indiana Finance Authority for payment.
So I'll make a motion that we approve the request for payment, Phoenix Pay application number 3 for water tower number 1 replacement in the amount of $54,150 for work done from June 16th to July 15th, 2025.
Second.
Go ahead.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Request for payment, JPR invoice number 51414 for water system improvements.
So this invoice is in the amount of $38,096 for work done between June 1st and June 30th for the water system improvement projects that we have going on. And again, this is similar to the last request. It has to be approved by the council to then be submitted to the Indiana Finance Authority for payment.
Okay, gonna make a motion that we approve JPR's invoice number 51414 in the amount of $38,096 for work done June 1, 2025 to June 30, 2025 for the water system improvement project.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, Cummins maintenance proposal for water department.
So these are, this maintenance proposal is for the generators, ones at water tower number 2 on US 20. That maintenance, 5-year maintenance agreement is in the amount of $2,969.22. And then we also have a generator at the water treatment plant. It's much bigger. That is in the amount of $10,746.55. Currently, we do not have an agreement, and we need to, it's getting that. Jackson prepared an addendum to go with that. I think he had emailed it to everybody.
And regarding the addendum, it's pretty standard. There's just 2 items of note other than the state law provisions. And there's sort of general terms and conditions they hyperlink into their proposal. There's an indemnity provision that I'm proposing to change, as well as a confidentiality provision, saying that this is a confidential contract. We're a public entity, we can't agree to that. All these contracts are public record, and they obviously need to know that. And we've used these provision changes in previous maintenance agreements with them, so if they have any questions, they've agreed to it before, is my understanding, so.
Right, they have,
I don't anticipate any issues. but,
because
yeah.
they take care of all of our wastewater generators.
Have we sought any other quotes from, I know like NWI generators out of South Bend, Gillette generators, Tri-State? Have we
We did not.
done any other quotes or?
It wouldn't be required for this level of a contract, but obviously it's within the discretion, I guess, of the
Mhm.
various departments to seek out quotes as needed or as desired.
And you guys feel that Cummings does a good job?
Cole works with them the most. They're responsive.
Okay.
But is Cummins the only one that we've used in the town?
Yes.
Hmm.
I don't remember that, but they might have.
So the 10,746 is the 5-year, right? So it breaks out to whatever, 2 something per year
For the water plant, right?
For
for the water plant, for the 5-year.
Right.
Right,
Right.
so it's 1933.99 per
Per
year
year,
after the first
After the
year,
first year, yeah.
Right.
which is only 310. I mean, it's not, yeah. And the first year gives us all the analysis stuff, but the next years are just, and when it says full service, is that spelled out somewhere for us? Okay,
I think, isn't it all of this?
well, that's the first year on the one. It just says this on the first year, and then it just says full service. See here, it just says
Yeah.
full service. And I'm assuming all this means that,
That it's redundant for the following years?
that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. So when it looks at year one, and it says full service air filter, group 31, oil analysis, coolant, whatever, and then the next year's, it just says full service, but it's the same number. So
Right.
it can't be
Right, but
because,
yeah, but it's.
because it can't be because those all have a different number on
Right,
them.
they all have different amounts.
So somewhere does it describe the full service?
Yeah, it's listed further down here.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
So you're saying they come twice?
Mhm.
There you go. On the bottom,
Yeah.
it's listed full service.
Yeah, full services on the back.
Got it. And so, because in the contract it says once per year. Well, what I'm saying is both contracts say annually, quantity, 1.
Maybe it's a different contract for wastewater?
Well, these are both water,
Oh, right, well, water tower number 2.
but are both water department.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Did you see this on the last?
Yeah.
meeting? Okay. Kind of spells.
I just want to make
the
sure
full
yep.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the amount is that significant for,
Basically lube oil
well,
filters.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a basic PM service.
Mhm.
They did a good job. I don't have a problem with using them.
Did you
Well,
find it?
everybody else is
And if
out
they
there.
accept phone calls at 1 o'clock in the morning, there's.
Mike,
Mike,
Okay,
you
got
see it then? It shows
There's a
the
whole scope of
described.
service.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scope of
Yep.
service.
Yep, I saw that. Thanks.
I
Um,
do see what you're saying where it does say annually. It doesn't say biannually.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, you said that was on wastewater though, so theirs may look
A
different
different
than this one
service
does.
agreement or.
Right.
we
it
can
may
go
be
back
because
and
of the
ask
use
them.
of the,
Yeah.
maybe because of the use of the generator, right? What did the generator, what the draw and use is? It may need more wastewater than it does that. So this, so we're doing this is one proposal for both generators.
Mhm.
For 5 years.
For
for 5 years.
Right.
Okay.
We can go back and ask them, if you want more clarification.
No, I think I got my answer. I just want to make sure before we make a motion that what we're motioning on is that these two, which would be 13 something, would be both. Like, so one motion would take care of
Right.
both contracts.
Yeah. And then do we have to approve the agreement then also, or does this?
The addendum.
Yeah, I think it
Well,
would be, it would be
there'd be-
one agreement total. It would just be sort of those two work orders as part of it.
Yeah, that's what I
So
was
just
asking.
all in
about.
row.
Will it
Just
have to be
one,
based
yeah.
on the changes in your contract?
Yeah, approve the agreement with the attached addendum.
Okay, all right, okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the Cummins Planned Equipment Maintenance Proposal as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
New website address and email addresses.
So our new website is,
townofmiddlebury.in.gov.
Not got.
Town of Middlebury. right.
Yes.
and so
All one
all
word.
of our, all of everybody's emails in now in townofmiddlebury.in.gov. But the Middlebury, the @middleburyIN.com is still in effect until the end of the year. So, and we're working through trying to make sure we've got everything updated. It's a process.
I think everything on the website has the new email addresses.
Like the town website, so if you
yes.
go to find one of us, it has the
Yes.
new one?
Yes,
Mhm.
I did
That
that
was my
over
next
the
question.
weekend because I knew I wasn't gonna have enough time to sit and focus on it here. So I did do that over the weekend, and got that done, which also triggered more things in my head that, oh, we probably need to update this because like our letterhead, it has our website on it and all the forms that are in our office that have websites and emails on it.
Yeah.
So it kind of started to become a whole like,
Down the rabbit hole you went? Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
but,
Kind of a domino.
yes. As far as I know, nobody's having issues with their new email. If they are, please, please,
This was-
please let me
Looks
know.
like to your old email.
Yeah, that was like a month ago. I forgot to bring it last minute.
But yeah, if anybody starts having issues with emails, let me know so I can talk with Atlas.
Because Atlas handles the email accounts.
Yes,
Is that-
that is
Okay, so
correct.
I'm going to go
email.
visit them again for the second time and say, I need it on my phone. But the last time I got there, I got to a place where they needed permission, and they looked at me like I had 3 heads and no idea what they're talking about. And I'm like, boys, you handle the domain.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try it again.
Yep,
Okay.
they don't do anything with our website.
No, I got
but
that.
Yes,
They do the
do take care of
And
our
that's all I
email
need
accounts,
is because when
yes.
you try to, you add an email. So I'm
Yep.
going to try it again and we'll see if they can get it or not.
Are you doing it through the Outlook app or through your like mail app on your phone? Just
No,
out of
I can do it
curiosity.
through settings and add an account.
Mm-hmm.
I
and
don't
it-
think I've ever been successful doing it that way, but if you do the Outlook app, you should be good.
Okay,
Try it. and
I'll
see.
try it.
I don't know.
Okay, because I need it here.
Yep.
Because this is not always with me.
Yep.
This is always with me.
Mhm.
So that would really be helpful.
And we will also be including a little tidbit of that in the Middlebury Matters quarterly newsletter. That has to be completed by the end of this month so it can go out in the August billing. We try to do that because of the early birds that leave for the south.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect.
And did I see that there was a recommendation on our replies or on our emails
Yes.
that we should put the new, forgive me,
Yes.
can somebody help me with that?
The new
The new
email address.
Email
yeah.
address, extension.
We'll
Yep.
help you.
Okay.
But yep, I can help you get that.
I know. Sorry, I'm not tech savvy.
And I only say to do that because some people aren't paying attention to where the email's actually
Right, and
coming
when they hit
from.
reply,
But if
that
they
way
see
they'll
that,
know.
it
Right, right.
might flag something.
Yep.
Yep.
Obviously, I mean, updating whatever you're already getting is the best thing to do. If you've got things you're subscribed to, make sure you go in and update those preferences or that setting. It's a lot of work up front, but in the end, it's gonna be a good thing, and it's kind of something that we needed to do anyway. And
We
the
kinda
state
have
kind
to
of
now,
helped us
right?
push us into it, so.
All right. The memo to request lighting in Westlake.
So during the Westlake Estates annexation, the topic of street lighting through the subdivision was a discussion point. So I attached a map here showing locations where there's existing NIPSCO poles that we could easily put a light, attach a LED light onto. And then, Kent came in my office and he left with assignments to go look at these. So anyway, there would be one place that we may need to, if you want it there, put a new NIPSCO pole with a light. I don't know what the cost is for the actual installation of the light, but on our bills, the LED lights are somewhere between $9 and $11. Trying to sort them all out and figure it out, that's about where it came. It was closer to 9 than it was 11, but, so I'm not sure what your thoughts are on this, but it would be a total of 6 lights if we went with this proposal.
It'll be 6, okay. I have a question about why 2 and 4 are so close, and then the adding of 6. Like if 4 moved over to the other side of Claudia in that corner, I get there's already a pole there, but if we're gonna add a pole, like if we moved 4 over to where 6 is, you'd have 5. And it seems like it would be close enough.
Yeah, 4 is an existing pole that's already
Yeah.
there, and we tried to do it near intersections, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's farther than what it looks on the map.
Yeah,
In
there's a lot of
hills.
mature trees in that area.
Now, there's lights there now, or just,
There's no lights.
They're just
No.
poles.
how many other subdivisions don't have street
Most of
lights?
most of them don't.
Yeah.
There's
Like-
quite a few, like, streetlights downtown.
Downtown, but I don't
Um,
think subdivisions.
No, ours
The Highland
doesn't.
Park doesn't, Highland Woods doesn't, Highland Hills
Spring Valley
doesn't.
doesn't.
Spring
I don't
Valley
think
doesn't.
Rolling
Spring Valley
Hills
doesn't.
I mean, why are we
It was just a discussion
doing
point.
one?
Yeah.
We should be doing them all.
was-
And it was, I think,
A
requests
resident
from
came in.
Westlake residents during this project, and it was something, I mean, I know they asked about sidewalks too, and sidewalks weren't feasible through there. So I think this is kind of, well, maybe we could try this, and
As a point of reference, though, there
something
was,
that keeps getting brought back up.
there
still.
originally was a light at US 20 where light number 5 is. And light number 1, there was a light at 35. So that the entrances to Westlake were lit.
But they're not anymore.
No,
Because
But the poles are there, just.
the
not
poles are there.
the homeowners association dissolved, and so there's no money from the homeowners association to be able to pay for the lights, the electric.
Well, I mean, I have to piggyback on Kevin's question about why do, Westlake and not the rest? We don't have them in other subdivisions that I know of. I mean, none of the 2 that I live in, we don't have any. We don't have Medina Estates, we don't have anywhere else that I can think of.
So,
Kent, do your guys' homes have yard lights? Like,
Driveway lights.
you know,
No,
see, and I think that's another thing too. I know in Spring Valley, almost all the homes have a light in their yard that's it's dusk to dawn censored, and I was gonna say, I walk occasionally through there. Sometimes I don't go that far.
yeah, no,
And I didn't think, I
I think
noticed,
there's one house that has one, but the rest do not.
which probably makes it darker than what it would
Yeah.
normally.
Yeah, when I was in Highland Park subdivision, most of the houses had a driveway light.
Mm-hmm.
But there were no street
Right.
lights.
And that's how
Um,
Spring Valley is. There's the driveway lights, but there's no
Mhm, mhm,
NIPSCO pole or anything.
mhm, mhm.
But like that in Westlake, they don't have the driveway lights, nor do they have poles, so it is probably pretty dark back through there.
The other thing is that Westlake does not have sidewalks, and the other neighborhoods that you're talking about do have sidewalks.
Yeah.
Well,
Highland Hills.
the Highland Hills doesn't.
Highland Hills does not.
Highland
Dawn
Woods
Dawn
doesn't.
Estates doesn't.
Dawn Estates doesn't.
Mm.
There's no sidewalks there either. Downtown,
really.
whatever we call the old, they don't have sidewalks. I mean, there's lots of places outside like or lights,
I think Spring Valley's the only one that's got sidewalks.
sidewalks.
Minus.
Well,
Summers and Kreider.
Highland Park did.
Did they?
Yeah, Highland Park has sidewalks. it was in the, when it was
Island
developed,
Roads, Yeah.
it was part of the original plan.
But like
And so they are
Shoemaker doesn't,
No,
Somerset,
Donna,
Skyview.
or,
Right.
yeah, Donna
Right.
Estates.
right.
Ro-
I-
Ro- Rolling Meadows.
Rolling Meadows, right.
Mhm.
I'm just, I'm leery of the precedent.
So if one neighborhood gets them, then others.
Like the rest of them don't get them, right? And the town paid for them, town's paying the bill. Yeah,
I know residential lighting has come a long way. Is commercial lighting possibly solar? Is there something solar commercial that, you know, we wouldn't have to, we could obviously pay for the fixture. And I know we're not in a high sun area, but I don't know, I guess I'm thinking of a compromise, but I understand too, yeah, if we start putting up in one development or neighborhood, then other neighborhoods are gonna want the same thing, but,
It
'Cause
just was brought back up again and by a resident that was in, so
and there was no
Thinking forward.
promise made during the annexation that we would install.
we didn't promise anything during the annexation.
Okay. Yeah, I'm leery of the precedent. Maybe we can find a benefactor to do it for the whole town.
Then you have to pay electric.
What's
I was gonna say, yeah, they gotta keep up with the whole.
Because
that's why I was thinking if we buy a fixture with a solar, you know,
well, still, yeah,
panel
and this
on it,
has
then-
the 9 to 11, you said closer to 9, but that, what's the cost of the fixtures?
That, I didn't want to make that next step because that's a engaging NIPSCO.
yeah.
And so I don't have that number.
I wouldn't be in favor of doing those 5 or 6 lights in Westlake when all the other subdivisions don't have them. Particularly older ones.
Would you be
Like-
opposed to maybe compromising and maybe not doing all 5, but maybe doing like 1 or 2, like at the entrances where they used to be?
I can see the logic of restoring ones that used to be there. Right? If there used to be one at those entrances, then I
think that
I
would be
can
a
see
good-
that
Mhm.
making sense, right? They were there. Now they're gone. Putting them back
Was it the homeowners association that put those there?
Yes,
originally.
originally.
Probably-
So
And
they,
they were paying the bills.
Collecting a
Yeah.
nominal fee, probably.
they were near County Road 35 and Claire, and then also at Westlake and US 20.
That's 20.
Yeah,
For the 2 entrances, basically.
Yeah.
Right, right. Like I
And
said,
we'll
it-
probably
it
have to
lit the entrances to the subdivision.
Right.
when they reconstruct US 20 in 2027 or 28, whatever it is. Number 5, right there, will probably have to be relocated, but NIPSCO will do that.
Mhm.
Okay, so, but if it has a light on it, will they relocate it with the light?
Yep,
Mhm.
so,
Is there a plan to have sidewalk from Westlake?
along US 20.
Yeah. I couldn't remember with that crossing, how far the sidewalk was gonna
The,
go.
the actual crossing is now moved to the east side of Spring Valley Drive.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can understand putting back what there.
Does it, correct me if I'm wrong, there's one at the opening of Dawn Estates, right? Isn't there one light at the
I
opening
think
of
there's
Dawn
one
Estates?
back inside, in the one cul-de-sac. Yes, there was.
I think Rolling Meadows has one, don't they, at the beginning of Rolling Meadows?
I think
that,
so.
I don't
Well,
remember.
it's probably an ornamental one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't remember
Yeah.
one on a pole. That
Right.
was the first subdivision I lived in,
Yeah,
and I don't remember one there.
I think it would just be an ornamental street light.
Because there's one there because of the sidewalk. and
Right.
trail.
Right,
There is one there, but
Yep.
it's not. It is. They need to fix
I
it.
apologize.
They need- Well, it's they.
I mean, I know it's not my fault, but.
No, they need to fix it, yeah.
If I knew what was causing it, I would make it stop, but I can't figure
Yeah.
out what it is. Because it wasn't the mic, because when I muted the mic, it didn't change, and it wasn't mine, and I don't know if it's what it's picking up.
I mean, I guess my comment would be investigate the NIPSCO to do the 2 that were there originally and see what the costs are.
Yep.
Because if it's $9 a month, it's $18 or even $11. $18 a month is not.
have any current NIPSCO bills that we're paying that we could get an estimate of maybe what it would cost per month?
Yeah, that's the 9
That's the one. But we now, but we would also need the cost of the light.
Right,
Of the
I
fixture
just don't have
The
that.
fixture
Right.
itself. Yeah. So I would say if we could get the cost of the 2 fixtures, it would be easier to make a decision.
I'm guessing those pictures that are there are not newer style pictures. That's for sure.
I don't think that there's anything there
There's
right now.
nothing.
They took
They're
them
gone.
down. They took them down.
But
They were probably mercury or
Oh,
something.
I'm sure what was
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
inefficient.
The holes are still in the
mercury
poles where they were.
there.
I forget what year it was, but NIPSCO went through and changed everything to LED. And so it dropped our electric bill significantly.
That's where we're going.
Get the other info, and you can make a decision based on that.
Do you want me to bring that back then?
I would think so, yeah.
Okay,
Just for the two? Is
right.
Mhm.
I will do that.
All
Thank
right,
you, ma'am.
2025 trick or treating hours.
I know it seems early, but we need to include this into our Middlebury Matters.
Yeah.
So, trick or treat is Friday this year. And so, we're asking what you would like the hour set. 2019, the only year from 2019 to 2024, we set the hours from 5 to 7, but in 2020, they were set from 4 to 7. So it was a 3-hour window versus a 2-hour window.
And I think last year we got a request from a kiddo
Oh, yeah.
asking to extend it so that he could have family come over that usually can't kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because it was on a weeknight. Which again, it's still a school night, sort of kind of,
Right.
you know, they still had school that day. But leading into the weekend. But yeah.
Does Northridge still do a trunk or treat?
Yes,
So, and we have nothing, no
correct.
connection.
Well, I mean, I love Halloween because I still put on the beer. But I like the 4 to 7. I don't think it gets it stretches out the crowd a little bit. But what do you think, Marco? Okay. Okay. Yeah, right. No matter what time you have it, they have that, yeah. It does, for people to get home and
But it's probably dark.
I was gonna say, for younger families, if they start at 4.
Okay. It'd be interesting to see how many golf carts we get this year trick or treating in the neighborhoods. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm okay with the 4 to 7. I think it gives the kiddies a little more time, right? Let's rot their teeth a little better.
Seems like an unfair advantage.
For kiddies.
You didn't get that?
Yeah, you gotta walk it.
Well, you know, I have the parent tax,
Oh,
so, you know.
Be carrying bigger baskets.
That's bigger
Yeah.
baskets, that's right, that's right. Pillowcases.
Yeah,
One more hour of
4 to 7 seems
candy collecting.
My kids
good.
will get to
I
go
like the
around
4 to
twice
7.
this year.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. You get 2 laps around the neighborhood.
Didn't I just see you?
Yeah.
Change costumes. real
That's
quick.
right. Yeah, swap masks. Yeah, that's right. I like the 4 to 7 myself, but I'm open.
Is that a proposal?
It is. I propose that we, for 2025, make Halloween trick or treating on that Friday at 4 to 7.
I'll second.
You have a proposal and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
All right. New partner board member, Timothy DeLuca.
So at the last school board meeting, they appointed Timothy DeLuca to the park board. The school board appointed member has not been filled in quite some time. And so the park board's excited about welcoming Tim to their board. So
Nice.
it's more
Alright.
for an information piece only.
Nice.
You want to do this?
Oh, come on.
Why?
Robert. Oh, you got to do your own, man. Come on. You got to get on camera yourself. too.
You've talked in it
Come on.
before.
Come on. Come on.
Oh.
Hey, Bob got up there last time.
That's true.
Thank you.
Are you ready?
Oh, yeah, right away.
So I'd just like to get permission for August 6th for myself, Derek Doty, and Seth Hartman to go down to Peru, Indiana for the Operators Boot Camp. It's only a one-day training course, and so we'll be back that afternoon. But it's a very hands-on training course, and just there again, just a lot of networking that's super valuable for what we do. This course does do both water and wastewater.
All right, so read this earlier, so I'd like to make a motion that we approve for Robert Miller, Derek Doty, and Seth Hartman to attend the Operator Boot Camp in Peru, Indiana on August 6th with a total cost for the three at $300.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions?
Are you meeting at Public Works and riding down together?
No, we'll meet at my house.
And then I'll go down together?
Yeah.
In your work vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering travel
Breakfast first?
reimbursement.
Always.
Okay.
That's all I
okay.
was
I
asking.
may join you.
Just so I know what to
Great.
expect. I was gonna need 3 of them to turn in travel mileage vouchers.
Just one, perfect.
All right, any more comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Of course.
All right.
Same, but different. Yeah, we're just requesting permission for Ricky, AJ, and myself to go to IWEA for one day. It's a 3-day event, but we can get most of the sightseeing in one, so. If you want to take more classes, you kind of need all 3, but we'll kind of hit the ones we see valuable that day, and that way we're not going half the week. But yeah, if with a membership, it's $350 a person, so that's kind of the most economical way to do it.
And the membership gains you more than just that day. I mean, there's other benefits of that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah, other than that.
I will make the motion for 3 attendees to the Indiana Water Environmental Association Conference on August 20th.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions?
Same question, but different that I asked Robert to you.
We'll meet at the plant.
Meet at the plant
take
and
the town
drive
truck.
down.
One vehicle, perfect.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right. Right.
The
You have anything?
2025-02 CCMG.
2025-02 CCMG call for projects.
So this is just an information piece. I did some pretty quick engineer's estimates for repaving of Somerset Drive from Shoemaker Drive to Skyview Drive, and then also Cherry Street from State Street to Scott Street. And I'm just giving you this information, so if you want to go out and look at these streets. And NDOT, they have not issued their second call for CCMG projects in 2025, but I would like to be ready to do that. They, for a community our size, it'll be an 80-20, so 80% state funding, 20% local, which has been changed. It used to be 75-25. So if you total those two together, our local match would be around 43.6. And again, these are quick estimates that I did, so I'll need to, dive in a little bit deeper, but I always try to put enough money in there. I'm pretty confident in these numbers, but. So just asking for direction, do I continue down the rabbit hole and continue working on these, or?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask why Brown Street not considered?
Because we need to
We
do,
don't like you.
we need to, yeah. No, we need to do engineering on that.
Okay.
Because all that water that comes down that alleyway, and what I need to do is just take it out for a request for proposals, because I did get a proposal from one engineering firm and it was $70,000 just for the design.
Okay.
So like, a lot of communities are paying pretty high dollar to have these things designed and like, I mean, I'm doing this in-house.
Oh, okay.
So,
Can I ask, when you say alley, you mean the street that we vacated? Like, is that what you're calling the alley?
This would be,
on
the,
Browns.
Oh, on the
yeah,
other side of
the one
street.
block south of the.
Got it.
bank,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That-
that
that-
comes
just-
down by the
yeah.
element.
I got it now.
I use
Yeah.
that as a shortcut, so I'm using that several times a week, so.
That's why we're not doing it.
That's why you're not doing it.
It needs to be done. The sidewalks are in poor condition. Like, it really needs to be done, but finding the $70,000 to do the design, I mean, if,
Would that be better as a broader project? So street, water, sidewalk, like all of it?
there's no water or sanitary.
Oh, I meant water diversion, sorry.
There is sanitary, but there's no water
Okay.
on that street.
I guess I meant the water diversion, like
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
That when you said water, that's what I thought you meant, like the water.
The stormwater.
Yeah, stormwater.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I was just curious why these and not.
Yeah, and what I'll do is I'll try to put together.
No, it's
a
it's not a big
Well,
deal, so.
But maybe if we submit it out to several different engineering firms for a request, maybe there's somebody that'll come in a lot lower, you know, and we can proceed forward. So I don't have a problem doing that. It just takes time to put all that together. It's not a
Sure.
problem.
Sure.
No problem.
Well, and it's not, I mean, it doesn't beat your guts out yet.
No, well, but it's.
It's bad.
Getting there. Oh, I know. No, I
It's
know.
getting
It's,
rough.
Well, I make
it's
that
probably
turn
the
off
worst one, the worst street
So-
that we have. No,
I'm just curious, so.
well, and the other thing is they did fill in the pool, but that water would come down. There's so much force behind it. It would jump the curb, go through the gravel and then into that person's pool at the, on the west or east side of Brown. So I'm pretty sure that they filled that in. It's no longer a pool, but
Thank you for the clarification.
Yep.
I appreciate it.
Well,
I was wondering too, like about West Warren, I think we had talked about where we hold the pumpkin races.
that needs to be done too. But that's got a lot of issues with it.
Yeah.
Um, So, and it's
We'll
gonna,
just keep throwing darts, right?
Yeah.
See what
Um,
sticks.
but really our roads are in really good condition compared to a lot of surrounding communities. So, yeah, between Public Works and I working together and working through a lot of these things, we're solving a lot of the issues.
while the terms of waste or stormwater came up, the area at Railroad and Bristol to the south of the where that water backs up there, like what's that? Is there a solution there?
I bathe in that, so.
Yeah, well, I know, but you can ride down Brown.
That-
Pinky, so
Yeah, that will be fixed as part of the Bristol Avenue project.
okay.
So I told them if that's not fixed, they're in trouble.
Yeah, boy.
So anyway,
Okay,
yep, that will be fixed as a part of that project.
perfect, thank you.
Yep.
It's a free car wash.
Well, the problem is, the bottom of it is Amish droppings. So when you go through, that water regenerates the Amish droppings, and that's what you get on your car, not. Oh,
Yeah,
there,
right.
right. And it's I mean, it's, even in the winter, it's well walked, right? So, okay.
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
I just have a couple more items for the next item that you're going to.
Mhm.
The department reports?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, fire away.
For the water, unaccountable water, we're back down to 18%. That's huge. We were closer to 30%, but Public Works and the Water Department, mostly Public Works, has fixed some issues, and they're getting ready to fix the issue on East Berry Street at Mill Street tomorrow, so they're going to be working on that. And then there is another leak on Shoemaker, at least one. So they're working on that. And then we also are working with JPR, and we have a meeting with the Indiana Department of Environmental Management about taking down water tower number 2. So just wanted to keep you informed there. We're trying to get an answer. because the two towers, Northridge and Water Tower number 2 on US 20, they're just so close. And Northridge is 500,000 gallons and Water Tower number 2 is 200,000 gallons. And just as a reference, on Sunday, we pumped 200,000 gallons. So, on the weekends, we're not pumping very much, and it's hard to get that water to turn over. Even in the summer, we're losing chlorine residual. So it's important that we work towards trying to get Water Tower number 2 down. I don't think it's needed. The water department's done some tests. We don't lose pressure. We will be reducing in volume up in the air, but we have sufficient, more than sufficient, even taking it down. So just keeping you in the loop there. So that's it.
Will that still be adequate then for fire? Okay.
Yeah. I don't have the exact numbers, but it's, I think, more than double what we need for fire protection. If we even if we take that tower down.
We lose no.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. We have,
We did test with engineering people in group, fire department, and there's no change whatsoever whether the tower.
Oh, really?
And the new tower we're putting up is larger than the current capacity one too, so,
yeah, so it'll be 500,000 and it's currently 300,000.
so there's the
So-
200 that we're missing but not missing.
Right.
Gotcha.
So, and it's especially important in the winter because it's really hard to keep those towers turned in the wintertime. And those are like popsicles up there in the
Keep from freezing.
sky.
Right.
Can easily become frozen.
Mhm.
And that's happened, not here, but it's happened in other communities, and it's a scary thing. So
That's a lot of weight.
if you can't keep those towers turned, it's an issue.
Okay. Thank you. Water Department, anything else to report?
We just had a report.
Okay, thanks.
Nothing to report.
All right, thanks. Robert? Cole? All right, Tom, you have anything to add for us? You're awful quiet back there.
It was a nice ribbon cutting ceremony out there at
That was nice.
the parks and everything, so. Very, very, very well done, so.
Mr. Baker?
Nothing further unless you want me to elaborate on anything.
No, but I loved it. Seriously, that was some good police work. Like I, read it like that. Like, wow, good for us. Good for you guys. Good for your team. Top-notch stuff there.
All righty.
It was a fun report to read. It was a fun report to read.
All right, announcements. Middlebury Redevelopment Commission meeting on July 24th at 8:15.
Correction.
7.
Yep, we
Oh,
just
well.
set that at 7.
Okay,
Who?
this will be at 7 a.m.
Hallelujah. Trying to
here
get
at
them all
the town
done.
hall. And the next Middlebury Town Council meeting will be on August 4th at 6 p.m. here at Town Hall. And budget discussion?
The fun stuff.
I have updated the reports for you guys based off what you had previously asked for increases and seeing, basically the same numbers carried over, so you could just see numbers where I had left everything blank. The only things I did continue to leave blank are the things that I do have questions on, which mostly are salary related, which then leaves blanks in other areas depending on how those all change. But other than that, I really didn't change too much. I did add the requests, like Robert had asked for equipment line to be increased, Parks had asked for equipment line to be increased. So I did add those in the projections. You'll see that it's not the same, and not a 0.
Well, this first one was through the 1st of June. These are through,
This one should, yeah.
through the
June is
last of June.
reconciled.
Okay.
They were done when I did these, so this is done.
Good,
projections
So
and
we have a 6-month.
revenues.
I don't need-
I have extra. Do you want one? I can give you. If you guys want them, do you guys want them? PD hasn't told me anything, so I don't really have anything to add for PD, unfortunately.
This looks like hours of a good time.
I didn't know if I needed to increase your power line.
We got a snack, man, I was gonna jump on it. Right.
All right.
So like that, the one is obviously the budget projections and prior year expenditures. The other one is revenue projections and prior year revenues. Again, like I said, most of the stuff I left blank just relates to salaries and how we'd like to move forward in those areas.
Are printing costs really going up that much?
I think
Well,
we
that's
are just been doing more printing.
Okay.
And with obviously the new change, everybody's gonna need new business cards, which that's kind of gonna end up with this year's budget.
And then I see office supplies went down, so,
And I took
Offset
that
there.
down, looking at all of the prior year expenditures and kind of going, I don't really know, like,
Yeah,
we might
right.
be
Yeah, I was seeing a
Right.
lot of that too.
a little high.
There was
Yeah.
one that was up there, but that was it.
yeah.
Yep. So they're like that. There were a couple minor tweaks that I made, just where I saw fit more or less. Some things you don't ever really want to change because you never know what one year's gonna bring
Right.
versus the next. But I think office supplies, we've been doing pretty well on. Printing costs, you just never know. And again,
Wow, insurance.
Oof, I know,
we always overinflate
don't look at it.
some of that.
Wow.
But but yeah, the insurance, if you're talking about 342
Yes.
on page 2.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, we, obviously this year we went over,
Yeah.
because we only budgeted 95 and it ended up being 108. So I did bump that up to help because,
We're all in that same boat, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's about to get worse in 26.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I think I bumped it up a little, right? Are you sure? Did. I'm sorry.
Right now, promotion.
Well, that can't be right.
90.
Yeah,
I wonder, what did I do?
Right.
And then on equipment, probably 25.
unless you
Oh,
move,
I
unless
don't
you
have
move
it,
something
that's
to a
why. The
different
13 is.
Well, that's, I'm gonna
category.
ask, yeah, because,
Yeah.
I mean, because we're at 30, 10, 31, so,
You
Yeah,
thinking
that
90?
doesn't,
you know,
We could do 100 just to be safe.
maybe it was a keystroke
90 would be good.
error or
right,
something.
something, is that supposed to be
Yeah,
20,000?
20,000. Yeah.
Right.
That's really jumped up.
For the car equipment?
And then on the repairs, 23.
Okay.
23 came.
That's why I was like, hold on, that's blank. I left it
Promotions
blank 'cause I didn't know.
increased.
I'm looking at that one, that's some
The
nice.
130 was from this year. And
Well, we
then,
bought 3, but that one was,
you said auto maintenance was what you wanted? 23?
And why are some of these
She-
zeros?
Well, these are, well, except for, well, this one, these are all the ones she just talked about.
Oh, okay,
Salaries,
okay,
These are all salary.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any
So you-
questions, feel free to shoot at me and I
On-
will do my best to answer.
361, maintenance and repairs building, it says $20.
We're assuming it was a keystroke error, maybe it should be
Should be
20,000?
20,000?
Yeah,
Okay,
yep.
that makes more
Thank you for
sense.
catching that.
Like, man, we really think these buildings are gonna be great.
Saving money there.
You guys are gonna be.
Again, you
everything
know, when you look at this year's, what we've already expended, so.
Makes sense. And you left the FICA and Medicare retirement stuff blank because that is affected by the salaries that we haven't.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, usually we're pretty well covered in that category. So I can probably just leave it the same. But again, kind of, if you glance a little bit down the line.
Yeah.
There's times that we're right about there, so,
So police department training and seminars, is that 0? Is that just,
because I don't know.
okay. I'll accept
That one was a question again for Bobby, because I think let me find that.
Yeah,
Yes, because I think we are close to budget for this year already. Yeah. So I didn't know if we needed to increase it, or if you still think the 6,000 is good enough, but we've teetered real close to that 6,000 the past couple of years, so.
All right, I volunteer. You can taser me, I guess, if that'll save some money.
Do it now. Do it now.
Not now.
We want to see.
You just want to see me lose my faculties.
Yeah.
yes.
Their next department meeting is.
Shaylee, please forgive me. I'm trying to remember
You're fine.
the insurance meeting that we had. Was it the cyber that we were a little low on?
That is correct.
And I'm not saying we need to maybe look at that for 26, but it is something.
Correct. Yep, that was
That we
something
may
that you
wanna
kind of
look
wanted
at.
them to see about increasing and what it would cost to
Yeah.
increase. Which it sounded like it wouldn't be too much more.
You're right. For the cost effectiveness
Correct.
increase,
Correct.
but it's not something I think we
Right.
maybe need to do now, but it's something in the future maybe.
On the MVH uniforms, looking at where we were and what we budgeted, couldn't we just keep the 6,000 that we had last year? Because we expended
We
4,068.
changed uniform companies this year with
Oh, right, right,
Cintas.
Cintas.
So that's kind of where I'm not quite sure where we're evening out. Because we did have a lot of overlap still this year between Wildman and Cintas until
But this
Cintas
is for,
kind of got their stuff together.
yeah,
We're having-
But
we're-
I don't feel like I've really seen enough monthly expense to really kind of understand moving forward what that's truly going to look like to
Got it.
budget for uniforms, because
Yep.
we've still had quite a lot of issues.
okay.
Do we have the equipment that they're wanting in here? Or is that more of a wish list?
No. Yeah, we're gonna spend a good deal of time going through the Public Works
Well, you're gonna s-
budget.
Well, you're gonna spend all right.
So I think the park department had wanted a piece
Yes.
of equipment
Yep,
also.
he was actually just asking me
Oh,
about
sorry.
that.
Great.
Parks requested to increase by 15,000 on their equipment line. I actually increased it more than that, and increased it from 30 to 50.
Yeah, it's
but-
the, 454.
Yep.
Okay.
But if you take a quick glance, I actually pulled some of that out of their health insurance line out of 132 and basically lowered it by 25,000. Because if you look across the board, they're definitely not reaching that. It's just 2 employees on that plan, or that get paid out of that line for health insurance. So I kind of just moved their money more than I really added to their budget, if that makes sense.
It does.
So,
Thank you.
Yep.
Is there something specific, Tom, that you're going after next year? Or?
That,
that's the
that
Bobcat,
Bobcat.
Toolcat.
what did you call it? Toolcat.
Toolcat.
Okay, that's right, you talked about that.
Yep. And I think he can probably carry over some of this year's budget as long as we have a PO and everything and a quote and all of that for 2025, and
Good.
then that should be, I think, fully covered with that, so. The only other thoughts I had was postage, if I needed to increase that. Usually we we rotate who pays for postage, but again, postage went up here in July, and today I mailed something that used to cost $15 and it's now $17. So,
And they're still broke.
and then, yeah, they still can't deliver our water bills in a timely fashion. Oh, yes, and then as you all know, with PERF, I have reached out to them about setting up a Teams meeting. I just need to know which two of you would like to sit in on that, because it cannot be an executive session, so we cannot all sit in on it, because it doesn't meet an
I'll
executive
volunteer
session.
not to be, again, I'm private industry, so I'm not the greatest when it comes to that government or,
I don't think anybody on here is familiar with it except myself, so,
okay.
again, I don't care who wants to sit on it.
Yeah,
And we
I'm
can
gonna-
always relay the information
Yeah,
later and do a
I'm better
summary
with that.
after the call.
The schedule for me is what's tough, so if somebody else has a better shot at the schedule, I would easily let them do it.
I say, I would be available if you need the second or.
You all tell me.
Pencil me in.
Okay, so I got Carl
Where's
and
Carl?
I'll,
There you go.
Kevin?
Kevin, rock, paper, scissors. I mean,
Yeah,
No.
I can.
What day it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
like.
what days or times work best, and I will reach out to them tomorrow if you guys.
Usually afternoons are better for me.
Okay. Do you have any preference?
I don't, as,
Any weekday preferences? I know Mondays tend to work better for you, Carl. Is that correct?
Some Mondays.
Some Mondays.
I'm having a hard time even going to see Cole.
I get it.
it doesn't matter as far as day of the week, as long as I have
A
notice
notice.
of it.
Yep.
I can schedule around it.
Okay. A week, good enough? You 2 weeks?
Week and a half would
Okay.
be good.
I will get with them tomorrow and see what they can do and
Wonderful.
let you guys know. And if it doesn't work out, I can talk to Kevin
Yeah,
or one of you.
Okay.
I'll be Kevin's backup if.
And then we'll go to Gary and then we'll go to Mike. Got it.
Yeah, I'll be the last guy, right?
Okay.
When does this have to be approved? Is there a deadline
We have to have it approved in October
by October?
so that it is completed and uploaded to Gateway in time.
So we have what, 6 more meetings?
Yes, but we also have to have a public hearing,
Yeah.
and
So it's not very far away.
so. I think so. There's a couple things that I have to have done. I think I have to have my pre-budget stuff done. I don't know all the deadlines. I actually meet with our rep on Wednesday. She's Teams meeting me on Wednesday. Because otherwise she was gonna do it when I was away in August for ILMCT, and I was like, that's not gonna work. And then after that, it was too late that I was like, no. And so she's like, how about next week? Well,
Oh,
I will
sure.
try and have everything ready.
And have we figured out how we're going to be affected by, is it SB 1 as far as revenues?
I'm hoping with meeting with our rep, we'll have a little more clarification on that. I've also reached out to Baker Tilly. I can also have them help me with budget. We've just never really done that in the past. We've kind of just done what we're doing now, which is fine, but if you also feel like we need to reach out, I would be happy to. It's just
I guess as long as we're not blindsided
correct.
with,
And then August 14th? Yes, August 14th, Joanna King has invited myself, Carl, and Mary to, one of the co-authors of SB1 will be in town, and he is opening himself up
As a
for
target.
questions. And hopefully answers.
Yeah. Revenue.
It's just taking a lot of time to,
Right.
for people to dive in and read through and try and come up with the formulas, which is the hardest part. Again, my interpretation of the things that I've seen is we will lose some money, but we're still going to gain from where we are. We're just not gaining as much as we would. But again, I could be interpreting what I'm seeing completely wrong. So,
Unless the assessor guesses a new number.
yeah. But if there's any other questions or changes that you see fit, I am, again, open. If you've got questions, I'm always available. Same with you guys out there with the departments. If you see something that I don't have right or you think needs adjusted, please let me know.
This looks like a good time to sit down and read through this real close.
And if
I think
there's,
you've done
if
pretty well.
anybody has recommendations on what they'd like to see for salaries next year, I can start working those numbers to be able to present to you guys. I just need a direction as to where to go, for staff. Or if you want to talk to department heads and get ideas from them first, that's up to you guys. We've done it all across the board and we've done it varying, so.
Yeah, I know it changes.
And I think Robert's
Lower
kind
or
of
higher?
requested wanting to have another employee hired on, another full-time employee for next year potentially.
Your microphone's not on, sir.
So, again, if that's something that now's the time to look at and budget for, if he wants to try and hire somebody next year in addition to. So that he has enough guys to do what they need to do. And they do a great job with it.
Oh,
Hmm.
all right.
Same with parks if you need more manpower, especially summertime.
He's almost dead.
Oh,
That-
yeah, it's almost down. isn't it?
So I don't know if that means another year-round part-time employee or if that just means someone a little more full-time seasonal. I don't know. But so
Hey.
Funny you're talking about that.
Yeah.
Ironically.
They're not, phone's not listening.
All right, so we'll look over these, give it a week, give it till the next meeting and come back with you.
does anybody have any recommendations for salaries or do you want to talk about that at the next one?
On the
mean-
next one, I need to think, yeah, I haven't even gotten there.
As I say, because I can just do 3% and give you numbers to look at. I
Why
can
don't you do that and email it to us?
5%, I can do both.
Yeah, or email it to us so we can add, you
And-
know, yeah.
Again, if you want to talk to department heads and get their ideas, you're more than welcome.
Yeah.
I don't
here
have a
for it.
preference. It's not my decision to make.
Yep.
I just put the numbers in the boxes for you guys.
We appreciate that.
And then make sure you guys are doing what you're supposed to with it.
Yep. We can get with the department heads.
So
All right. So
If
you'll
you-
revise that for us?
I can do that.
You have something real to look at? All right, any other comments? All right, we are adjourned.